Now folks, pull cord overhead is for medical emergencies only. If you do happen to get a center in the eye, it's not considered a medical emergency. Just place a hand over that eye, don't rub it, and wait till we get back to town. Just let any of our depot agents know. They'll direct you to First Aid and Safety where they can safely remove that cinder. If you're on the last couple cars, wave on your left at our Depot Master Breed. I think Matt's up here too. Wave at him, folks. Tell him we'll be back in a day. We've never been gone longer than a week, though. We'll see you in about 20 minutes, Breed. Here at Dollywood, I tell you, we're known as the friendliest place in the Smokies, and it's our job on the train to keep it that way. On the count of three, a wave and a great big southern howdy. 1, 2, 3. Howdy! We'll try that again on our way back into town. On your left. No, it's not there anymore. On your right, the small pond and water wheel of the grist mill. Home to the world famous cinnamon loaf bread. Better get you 2 loaves now. 1 loaf just will not make it back to the car. Take care of Owen's Farm for us, Matt. We'll be back in a little bit and we'll be hungry. Our story of this rolling piece of history begins in April of 1938, when Baldwin Locomotive Works of Eddystone, Pennsylvania received orders to construct engine number 70. She was completed in May of 1938 and shipped to Skagway, Alaska to work for the White Pass and Yukon Railroad. Engine 70 weighs in at 230,500 pounds and is a genuine 282 Mikado steam engine, simply meaning 2 small guiding wheels in the front, 8 large drivers in the middle, and 2 small guides in the rear. Upon completion, in Skagway, Alaska, she worked for the White Pass and Yukon, transporting passengers, freight, and mail from southern Alaska to the Canadian Yukon, leading up to December 7th, 1941. A day which will live in infamy. After the attack in Hawaii, it was determined a military highway would be necessary for Alaska's protection. So in 1942, the White Pass and Yukon was taken over by the United States Army to build the Alcan Military Highway. The 770th Railway Detachment was tasked with the transportation of over 280,000 tons of troops, materials, supplies, and other personnel. Up to 34 trains a day ran in support of road construction, and in only 9 months the impossible became possible. With the completion of the Alcan Military Highway. Now I bet you didn't realize you were riding behind a true veteran of World War II. Here at Dollywood, we're very proud of veterans from all branches of service. Our thoughts and prayers go out to those on active duty today. Do we have any veterans, active duty service members, or first responders on board our train today? If we do, please raise your hand. Can we get a great big round of applause for them, folks? We thank you for your service. In 1946, the White Pass and Yukon returned to a civilian operation. In 1954, the White Pass and Yukon purchased their first diesel locomotive, which would spell the end for the age of steam. In 1963, Engine 70 was retired in favor of a diesel locomotive. In 1977, she was sold to Silver Dollar City, Tennessee, where she became known as Cinderella. If you will look up there, folks, leaning out the right side of the cab, that's Julie. She's our engineer today. You better wave at her, folks. She is the one responsible for getting us up and down the mountain with the help of Cinderella. Cinderella has been here at the park with us from Silver Dollar City, Tennessee to present-day Dollywood, where she continues her tradition of hard work. Everyone sit back and relax and listen to the sounds of the engine as we make our way up the mountain. Maybe enjoy the cool mountain breeze. Or you can look off here on your right behind the weeds and the trees and see the little stand there. That is where the conductors make just a small portion of Dollywood's hand sanitizer. We make the good smelling stuff. It'll clean you inside and out. But we're not working today. It's too bright out, you know. We'll be back tonight. You know, when the moon shines. What's that, guy? A bear? Where? Folks are telling me there's a bear up here on your left-hand side. He's dribbling a basketball? They're telling me he's dribbling a basketball on your left, folks. Take a picture. Take a picture. Ah! It looks like Cinderella has done scared him stiff. Now, folks, I know these jokes are just barely unbearable, but please just bear with me. The jokes only get worse as we go. Coming up on your left, a bank. Over here on your right's where I bank at. Thank you for riding with us today through the financial district. It could always be worse. Everybody please remain seated. Once again, please remain seated for me. Hey, there could be a fence on the left and a fence on the right. Then we'd be going to Wall Street. And once again, folks, please do remain seated for me. Keep all those hands, arms, legs, feet, and body parts inside the cars at all times. The Cherokee Indians call these Appalachian Mountains place of the blue smoke. The Smokies are home to more types of flowering plants and trees than anywhere else in the United States. And in the air, you can hear the song of over 200 species of birds in flight. The Smokies are a never-ending song that change with each season and with each pair of eyes. Here at Dollywood, we're very proud of Cinderella and all her years of hard work and service to the White Pass and Yukon, U.S. Army, and here at the park. Sometimes we like to let her show off a bit. Would you folks like to hear our engineer play us a tune on that Crosby 3-chime whistle? On the count of 3, let's tell them blow the whistle. 1, 2, 3. Blow the whistle. For engineer Julie and Cinderella. That was Julie and Cinderella saying thank you. Thank you very much. On your left-hand side above the trees, you might be able to see a portion of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. You can see why the Cherokee Indians call them place of the blue smoke. Last year, the Smokies were visited by 12.5 million visitors. In the month of May alone this year, they had over 87,000. Hey, there's turkeys hiding over there. At the dawn of the 20th century, the Smokies were home to more than 1,200 small farms. Looking something like what's coming up on your left. There's the main house where the family slept and ate. It's a log cabin. The next building down, that's the chicken coop. I bet you've never seen a chicken coop with Christmas lights on it. Our chicken, Miss Henrietta the chicken, was celebrating Christmas in July. The next building down there with the red roof is the smokehouse where they smoked and cured the meats. Down in the valley, they had the spring house by the spring where they kept things like the milk and the butter cool. On a hot day, they might be swimming in the spring. At the edge of the property, they had the outhouse. Now, kids, if you don't know what the outhouse was used for, I'm going to make you ask your parents. They look puzzled? Ask your grandparents. They'll know. All I'll say is this. The Sears and Roebuck catalog was put to good use. While you're at it, kids, ask your grandparents about the woodshed. I'd tell you about it, but those memories are still just too painful today. If you look through the trees on your left, you might see just a little piece of the green rails of Fire Chaser Express. It's a little train, goes forwards and backwards. Only got to be 39 inches tall to ride. No loops, no drops, fast-moving curves. On the other side of the valley, the blue rail's a Wild Eagle. It'll take you 21 stories off the floor of the Smokies before dropping you 13 stories on the wings of an eagle into a giant 110-foot loop. Show of hands, who's rode Wild Eagle? 10, 11, 12 people. New record. Another show of hands. Feel free to raise your neighbor's hand now. Who's a big old chicken not going anywhere near that wild eagle? It's a good thing I'm wearing a mask. I tell you, there's feathers flying everywhere. If you're back up here today, stop into the Wild Eagle Outfitter shop. They have bright yellow t-shirts on the back of them. They say, I'm a chicken. Wear it with pride. Wave at our fireman Steven. Everybody wave at him now. He is the one responsible for shoveling all the coal to get us up and down the mountain today. Our engines operate today the same as when they first ran on the White Pass in Yukon. On an average day, engine 70 Cinderella is going to take 5 tons of coal, about 5,000 gallons of water, and bring thousands of people up and down the mountain. We're very proud of our engines and the guys and gals that operate them. We hope you enjoy riding behind them just as much as we do. On your left, the 5-time award-winning Thunderhead. Also in Timber Canyon, the high-speed steel Mystery Mine. It'll take you up and drop you 81 feet down an abandoned mine shaft. Last but most certainly not least, the Drop Line, coming in at 230 feet tall. It'll take you over 200 feet up, let you look around for just a moment or 3 before dropping you at speeds up to 77 miles an hour. That's fast. Stay seated for me, folks. All children must remain seated in a parent's lap or in the seat. And now, folks, we are making our way back into the Owens Farm. Everybody just go ahead and get a hand up in the air and wave and be friendly to all these folks out here waiting to cross the tracks. Maybe practice your homecoming queen wave. Never know when you might be in that next homecoming parade. And now, folks, we are making our way back into the town of Dollywood. I do hope you all remember the great big southern howdy that we gave on the way out of town. Let's try it again, folks. We're the first train today. Let's be the loudest train today. On the count of three, a howdy. 1, 2, 3. Howdy! One more time. I know we can be louder. 2, 3. Howdy! It's settled, folks. We're the loudest train today. But we're also the first train today. You get a little warm, it's right over here on your right. We'll cool you off for sure. That is the Smoky Mountain River Rampage. It's a water raft type ride. Stop in over there. They'll cool you off. If you got some soot and cinders on your clothes, it might come right out in the wash. The green fence back there is the Rockin' Roadway. They've got 1950s Cadillacs, Corvettes, Thunderbirds. Kids, take your parents over there, drive them around on the Rockin' Roadway. Show them how great a driver you really are. On your left, Country Fair. Uh-oh. Cinderella caught on. I wasn't talking about her enough, so she wants me to show you where she sleeps at night. It's green building over here on your right, Dollywood's full-service train shop. Our highly skilled firemen, engineers, and machinists can rebuild an engine from the wheels to the smokestack. Inside that open door, engine 192. Better known as Klondike Katie. On your left, the remainder of Country Fair. Kids, go over there and play you a game. Win you a gigantic stuffed animal, and your folks will carry it around for you for the rest of the day. They don't mind a bit. Even if they say they do, they don't mind at all. They'd love to carry that giant stuffed animal around for you. On behalf of myself, Zach on the back, my fellow conductors up on car 3, I'd like to thank y'all for riding with us today.
Once again, folks, we would like to remind you to please remain seated until it is safe to exit. Please bear with us for a few moments when we stop. We have a few passengers on our last car that we'd like to give a little bit of a head start before everyone else exits. Thank you, and enjoy yourself here at Dollywood.
Folks, it seems our 2-week journey is coming to an end. It feels like we only left yesterday. But I guess now's a good time to gather up those personal belongings. You know, hats, bags, sunglasses, cell phone, children, cinnamon breads, funnel cakes, shopping bags, hats, umbrellas, personal telegraph machines. Ooh, cinnamon bread. Folks, please don't forget the children. We had to take something lost and found the other day. Everybody, if you will, please remain seated for me. Now would be a great time also to make sure you have your face masks pulled up over your mouth and nose. We do happen to have a mask relief area right outside the depot here under the theater. So everyone, if you would, please remain seated for me. We're going to keep on rolling forward, so please remain seated for me. Please remain seated. I got a few folks on the last car that I want to give a bit of a head start once we do get completely stopped. So please remain seated for me. I'll let you know when it's safe to exit.